What up, what up, what up, everybody? Here we are back again. How's everyone doing? As we can see here, yesterday morning was very choppy before I went to buy a side. See how today goes. London made this like jagged low and we are gapping up quite a lot here. A second, I might fix the lighting in a second. Okay. So, yesterday I got chopped up a little bit. Tried twice. And then I just closed my programs, called it a day. I ended up hitting it during the afternoon session, which is to be expected, so it should make sense. So, yeah. This high and imbalance got hit. We're probably going to close above this. Yeah, so we're going back towards all-time highs. And I'm not really that phased about this kind of price action. Makes sense. It's the first week of the month. And that just happens. During the first week of the month, it's just tougher action. If you go back and study that, I know what week is my lowest probability and which one's my highest. First week of the month is typically my lowest probability, and the third week is my highest. Anyway, we have 10 EMUs. And so I'm sizing down today. To get into the trade, I'll take half my normal size. I'll take some the market makers are here. Where's my phone? Oh, here we are. Yeah, we're gapping up. And, DXY is still following bearish structure here where it's the 4-hour FEG here. And it did reach up a second time and is rejecting lower. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. But yeah. Yeah, pretty much following this. Welcome, wheel. So let's see. I'm keeping in mind we had a large expansion up towards the draw on liquidity during London. Therefore, we can have some difficult New York action. We're opening up higher with a gap up, and we have news at 10. So right now, I'm just gonna let them open it. Let it open. Correct? Today's Wednesday. Correct. Do 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 do. Like I said, if I do enter a trade today, then I'm gonna go with smaller sizing. So like whatever that is, but typically it's going to be like, you know, depending on amount of points, but like 5 to 8 micros or so. And there's no shame in going with micros, especially in lower probability environments. If you're going to trade for like years and years, right? If you're planning on doing that, and what's the rush? What's the rush to make down all back your drawdown in one session, one day? It would be nice, but like, don't force your will into the market. And if once you start focusing more on the process, it'll come naturally. Like, then you might make it back in one trade without even realizing it. But the point is not to force that, right? You gotta be like water. Bruce Lee. I don't think I really watched any of his movies, though. That freaking London move up is crazy. How many points is that? Let's measure that out. London moved 150 points. That's not fun. And we're way above yesterday's high. It's like, yeah, I could, you know, if you do find shorts, you could, but DXY is still moving lower and you're going against higher time frame order flow, so it would be tough. It's still doable according, like, you know, maybe at 10 there is something. It's still doable, but it's not just not my favorite thing to do in the world. I like to say that a lot, like, oh, it's not my favorite thing. So like, what is your favorite thing? Oh, my favorite thing is when we reach a higher time frame interest, especially like on the 4-hour or the 1-hour. And then we have a 5-minute market structure shift 2022 model back to the upside. Or even better if we hit a weekly liquidity pool and then there's a 5-minute market structure shift. Ooh, that's the best. And again, you had to be prepared. Those don't happen that often. Probably happens like once every 3 weeks or something. So first 5 minutes of the day, yeah, it makes sense that we're just dropping a bit since it was like how many points did I say that was? Like 180? 150 point move up. And that is the gap up, pretty much, for the NASDAQ. So, you know, it's pulling back a bit. I will mark out this. See how this like 4-hour, this is a 4-hour FEG. Okay. It would be ideal for it to close above. So we'll see at 10 what that's like. Who knows, maybe not, because like 10 is in about 30 minutes. How many people are here? Wow, 2650. Welcome to the channel. Hit that like button, helps out the channel. It helps me stay motivated to continue showing up. I want to say something. Yeah, I got new glasses, you guys. A few of them. It's like, kind of want to ask you guys your opinion. What do you think? This one? Yeah, this is glasses number 1. Let's do a quick poll. Glasses number 1. All black. Okay. And then here's another one. My new ones. Glasses number 2, all brown. Okay. All right, poll is up. This is number 2. Whoa, thank you, Johan Ferguson from, I believe that's South Africa, the ZAR, 350 South African dollars, I believe. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for everything you do. Just know that you're appreciated. I appreciate you. Thank you. And this is number 2. Let me see, actually. That's what we're doing before 10 a.m. news. And some people are gonna be like, can you, like, focus on the charts? Yeah, well, I typically am. Okay, which one was this one? Number 2, brown, or number 1, black? Number 1, or number 2? Whoever wins the poll, I'll just wear that for the rest of the stream. There's not much else to do with that poll. Okay. I was right. South African Rand. Yeah, cool. Okay. Let me remember, what was I doing? Yeah, I'm just letting them sort of open this. We hit plenty of buy side, therefore, you know, we had that gap up, therefore it could consolidate. What's the brand of those frames? They're 2 different brands. New to the chat from West Village, Manhattan. Wow, welcome. It's that's like the most expensive neighborhood in New York City. Maybe one day I'll make it out there. Rent in the West Village is like $10,000 a month, you guys, if you want like a decent place. It's all where all the celebrities live too. Joe Jonas and whatnot. You know, Taylor Swift has her place there. Yeah. Hello from Toronto, Canada. Hello. I have a mug from Toronto, actually. I haven't used that one in a while. I've been to Toronto. Nice place. I like the gardens. What was it? Like the Conservatory Garden? Royal Conservatory Garden, something like that. Really nice. Yeah, we're just gonna watch this. I'm very interested to see how this like 4 hour closes. If it closes above this fair value gap, that's pretty good. I'll be using that point 4 hour fair value gap as a point of interest too. You can see the lower end of that wick also is just balanced. Like it hit the bottom of that. Actually looks pretty good. Like in terms of this, like, let me see. 780, 750. Let's just close. Yeah, pretty much closed at the midpoint, and then the next one reached down to the bottom. 64.50, what's the low there? 64.75, pushed up. Be nice for it to close above this. And then perhaps we reach down again into here. There's no hourly fair value gaps, it's tough. Just wicks, rebalancing, so hard to gauge like where it's going to retrace to if it does. To look for buys, like, yeah, I do see this fair value gap on the 15 and order block. We sort of have been respecting that since London. This broke this high with a fair value gap, it dipped into it. Yeah, this was a pretty deep one into this order block. Bounced, bounce, bounce, but like when are we gonna it's not like, I don't really put too much emphasis on this one because it's in such a premium. Gapping up. Yeah, just gotta keep watching. If you're ever wondering like what time frame I'm on, it's over here and which ticker I'm looking at. NQM 2024, 5 minute. Yeah. So we'll see how that 4 hour closes. We have 10 a.m. news in 15 minutes. And no rush. Plenty of time left. This is NFP week. A characteristic that's common that I've seen in NFP weeks, also the first week of the month, which is pretty difficult price action, is oftentimes it does some seek and destroy, and then it just runs for that liquidity without giving you an entry later, or maybe later in the day, or just during NFP news. Like, I do wonder what the news release would be and where we will be in that point. So tomorrow is Thursday. I don't really trade the day before NFP, so tomorrow no stream, but Friday we will be streaming for NFP. I do take trades on NFP sometimes, so. But it's not for professionals, not for, not recommended. Definitely I would skip it when I first started out trading, and especially first started out trading ICT. You guys, when I was trading for, and it's actually insane, regular retail, flashback, it's actually crazy how much I just didn't know about these particular news releases and how like important they were. And don't trade. Like, I lost a lot of money during FOMC days. A lot. When I used to trade options. Like, oops. $500 gone like this in 15 minutes, no problem. Your premiums are whack now. But hey, that's how you learn. I don't regret anything. It's how you learn. You forge your own experience. You forge your own memories. It's important not to be regretful and such, you know? It's important not to be traumatized by price action. I think some people are traumatized by some of their experiences. Perhaps they got slipped, perhaps they lost a lot of money. And what does that mean? What's the meaning of trauma or traumatized? It means that an experience changed your outlook on something, how you see the world or how you see something. So, for example, if someone lost money during FOMC news release, whatever, and then they conclude it's impossible to make money in the market, I quit. Like, that's an example. Anyway, so a lot of people voted number 1, so I guess I'll wear the other glasses. Okay. I don't know where I put them. Okay, here we are. These are actually fun. I saw yesterday because they have magnets. There's magnets on it. So I could snap on some sunglasses real quick. You can't see my eyes now. Playing poker. Or, like yesterday, USA. These are fun for 4th of July. Maybe I'll wear these. There's no, or around the 4th of July. There's 10 minutes left in this candle. Yeah, so far it dug into this, but I don't really see this being the holding point. I don't know. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back again to this area. But we'll see how this 4-hour closes. Beautiful weather in New York now here in June. Best time of year for sure. Not too humid, not too hot, not too cold. Just right. Goldilocks weather will be like that for the next few weeks, and then July will be unbearable humidity in August. But I'll enjoy it while it lasts. Yesterday, after I closed my stream. By the way, a lot of people are asking what program I use for that. It's like, I paid like $30 for cold turkey. It's called Cold Turkey. You set up which software you want to block for certain things. So I put TradingView and NinjaTrader, and that's it. Like, I click the button and it closes them, and then when I open them again, it will close them, will let me open them again. You can put certain timers for it, but I found that not to be good. I just manually press the button, and I have enough discipline for that. But you can, for example, have it automatically close everything at, like, let's say noon. But I did that before once, and on stream I was in a trade and then everything just closed, and that was stressful, so that was not worth it. And then you have to, like, figure out how to unblock it. But yeah, that's what I did. Then I went for a walk, I went for like a 4-hour walk. It was just such nice weather. I'm just kind of a little spontaneous like that. If I just leave to get a bagel, and then I end up going to a park, and then I end up walking the whole park and back and whatever. 12,000 steps, not bad. And because I knew I didn't want to trade anymore for the day, I was like, I'm done. And it did move up without me, but sometimes you're just not in the mood. And sometimes, the weather was just too good for me. So really nice push back up. I think we just made a new high of day for NASDAQ. Did we do that for ES yet? No. Interesting. So then we got a couple things happening here, right? So for my checklist, it's like London. Yeah, YM bleed and lower. So that's really the definition of indices out of sync. It's like NQ making new highs of the day during the New York session, while YM making new lows, and ES ranging in the middle, right? Therefore, I have no FOMO or anything. See what happens at 10. But I am, like I said, noting these things. Lower probability conditions. Pretty much if it meets two of these criteria, the criteria on my list, and you can find out my total list checklist from my risk management video or my intro to futures video for more. Yeah, essentially I'm chilling right now. Yes, weaker. 10 a.m. news in 5 minutes. And if you don't feel comfortable taking like a trade in these conditions, you can just tape read. You can read price. You can still forward your experience through that and make notes on the chart, etc. Important to note these things, though. Did we hit that? 15. Yeah. It's pretty much it is enough of an equal low still. You know, DXY is hanging around. It is still following bearish order flow. Dun dun. I'm, more inclined to think that ES will perhaps fill the gap. How much are we gapping up for ES? We're up 0.26%. And we're up 0.7% for NQ. Okay. Like I said, though, DXY is what... What's up? Thank you for the donation, DJI. Skyline. Thank you. Another person repping South Africa. Cool. Right, so 4 hour holding up this bearishness on the dollar. And it went into there, did have this like break of a 5-minute short-term low, and it kept following this 5-minute. Right, inverted all these. You can even see on the 15, I'm sure, it inverted this. It's actually pretty nice. And then it rebalanced here. Dipped back up to a balanced price range. Dropped lower. Dipping back up again, dropping lower, probably towards more sell side. Which is, you know, bullish for indices traditionally, right? You do want them to be inversely correlated. But like I said, right now, they're not really, because all the indices are out of sync. So something is holding it, which is pretty indicative for pretty, it's a characteristic of NFP weeks, I would say. So I'll continue watching. Perhaps ES does fill this gap. Perhaps it does take out London low. I don't know. And then goes up higher. Have to wait and see. We have news in 1 minute, folks. So if you're in a position, beware. 30 seconds. It's going to be interesting. So 1 minute until this 4 hour closes as well. It is closing quite strongly on NQ. For ES, we already did close above this. Right, we closed above this. A little rebalancing here. Okay, here's the 10 a.m. news. Very large drop there. Wow. Cool. So ES didn't take London low yet, but it got very close to it. It's a pretty large drop. Pretty interesting there. Like ES moved 15 points in about like 1 second, right? So now you have this for NQ. Did close above this pretty strong. It did dip back into here. I'm being patient. Don't really know how this is going to close. On the 5, we just had that news release. NQ bouncing off of the 4 hour fair value gap inversion and this 15-minute order block. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not rushing into anything today. That was quite the wick. Look at that. So NQ dropped. Let's measure that out. The 1 minute. Look at that 1 minute. Oof. 50 points and back. Yeah, it's not giving me much to work with there. So. Not giving me much to work with. If I miss something, it's okay. I'll wait until something better sets itself up. It will mark out 1050. CES here. It almost took out London low, it didn't. Paused right before. Kind of weird. This huge wick. Oh my gosh. So it could go back lower here for that London low. I'm not really taking that out of the equation. You have DXY really pushing back up here. What is this? 5 minute, 5 minute. So you have DXY here. It's not helping the case. Because it's going back up again into this 4-hour fair value gap now, pushing up quite strongly here. Into this balanced price range. I didn't think it should have returned here. And it's looking like it is. Well, this is the only first 4 minutes of this hourly candle. And it's pushing back up and inverting that. Looking like it's starting to invert that hourly fair value gap bearishness on the downside. So this could be a third drive, perhaps, into this area. I'll make an alert there. Feels good to have no position right now. I feel like a lot of people might be just buying here and they might get stopped out again. They might get stopped out here at this London low. And especially DXY is not on their side right now. So I'm definitely waiting. Let's watch this 5 minute fair value gap. Will ES dip back into this again? I don't know. And reject. What's YM doing? She's just dropping. She's actually following suit pretty well. She's following the playbook. Like yesterday, also for the long that I tried out before the news, YM played out pretty well. For the long. Where 9:30 was indeed the Judas. And then before 10 a.m. news, she already ripped up to buy side. So that is pretty interesting to me that YM is acting a lot better, behaving better past couple days. So yeah, YM. She's a lot weaker generally. It's a pretty interesting range there. Dipped up into this little fair value gap. And it's being rejected from here. We're barely tapped into it. What's this high? 920. Oh, it didn't even tap into it. Huh. Okay. So it is generating a lot of buy side then. Right? These are all equal highs on YM. Before a fair value gap, so it's definitely a lot of buy side being generated. Okay, back to NQ and ES. So ES, yeah, they're both dropping back. Like I had said, I'm not really trusting that this is the low of the morning or anything. Also don't really see any clean setup, so that's why I'm staying out for now. As like I said here. right? Low probability conditions. I'm sure, you know, some people are trading this and good for you, but it's me personally, it's my money and my risk. That's the beauty of it. It's your money, your choice. CES here. Hmm. One sec. Yeah, ES, let's see if you get to London low. I mean, NQ, like, it did close above this. However, it could come back into this area and hang around. So, don't need this anymore. Bounce on the order block, but there's no like clean structure, market structure shift on the 1 minute higher to take anything like that. And that was, this news was a pretty crazy wick there. Okay, we'll watch to see if ES. Okay, so DXY just hit my alert that it did take buy side. It's taking buy side into the 4-hour fair value gap. See how that reacts there. Is it going to continue up higher after this high? I said it was not a good sign that it came back into this balanced price range, so here it is, taking this buy side. See how it reacts here. It's 1, 2, the third drive. There's 49 minutes left in this candle, so it's already super strong. For it to have like something that I would like would need a 5-minute market structure shift. There's no swing lows that it created. It's just very strong. So I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps running and if indices are continuing just to drip lower. Back to indices. What you do in ES? ES is weaker, so if I were to short or something, I'd probably go for ES. But it's rough. There's not really nothing too clean cut for me. If it wants to, it could literally pause here because it took a little bit of liquidity, generate liquidity, come back up into here, and then go lower. Like, I don't feel comfortable right now with this price action. So that's fine. I'll just continue reading price. Yeah, and Q. Pretty much chopping, so I'm pretty happy. Stayed out of anything right now for the moment. So London had a 150-point range. So far, you know, New York, since the open, since the equities open, it had like a 60-point range, right? Yeah. Oops. Oh, thank God I didn't hit my funny bone. I hit my elbow, but it was okay. You guys, I bump into things a lot. I have a lot of bruises all over my, like, on my legs, just little bruises here and there because I'll bump into a table, bump into a doorway, whatever, everything. And then I'll forget about it. It'll hurt for a minute and then I'll forget, and then later I see a bruise. I'm like, where'd that come from? Bruise like an apple. Not anything I'm liking. This is barcoding for NQ. Sadly. DXY took the buy side, and yeah, that wasn't very clean. I guess YM was the cleanest. But I don't really trade that asset. Some people do. Some people in the chat do trade YM, so congrats if you went short the Dow. It was a bit cleaner there with the buy side taken. Cool. For this buy side though, it still has more buy side here with this preliminary one. Where it took, today's Wednesday, it took London high. Totally different structure there then. Huh. Yeah, because NQ made a low during 9:30. I mean, London. Pretty cool. I don't really trade it, but it's cool to see. So there's nothing for me to do really right now except wait, because there's nothing really too clean. I don't really trust that this is going to hold up for NQ. It's a mental game reminder. So that's just reminding me to be patient. Be patient. And also, what do I want to say? That was so weird. Cash is a position, right? Meaning no trade is a trade. That's because that's an active decision you're making. We're always making these decisions when we're trading. It's important to note that. Because you're still making decisions. And when you're actively making decisions, you are contributing to your energy levels. I don't like it. What's a euro look like? I don't really trade that either, but I'm interested. Oh, look, it's following the inverse correlation better. Obviously, euro should, because it's euro to USD. But sometimes they don't even do that. That's pretty interesting. Wonder if it comes back into here. Before taking that sell side. Now people are like, is she going to trade the euro today? It's a good exercise to just do markup charts in general. Back to NQ. Yeah, she's just ranging, so you guys, I hope everyone is staying safe in this chippity choppity shop. I wonder if ES will come back up here. Sure, it has a bearish breaker on this, but we already took a little bit of sell side. I'm not really considering this. There's not really a fair value gap lined up with it. That's how you know it's really ugly action. If you just look at the 5, there's no clean displacements. You see this is a huge wick. The only displacement was this for ES. And then NQ here, you know, SMT, like we were talking about, all the indices were out of sync. So I don't really consider it much of an SMT then, actually, when all the indices are out of sync. That's not really when you want to put a lot of emphasis on SMTs. You want them to be pretty closely correlated, and then one of them has a slight divergence. Because if all of them are out of sync, like obviously you can make a million SMTs. You can make an SMT with YM at the lows too. So that's really just like cherry picking at that point, if you're doing that. Okay. So I'll continue to wait. There's really nothing. There's really nothing, you guys. I'm sorry. For me, there's no entertainment value right now. I mean, but that's a lesson in itself, I think, for people that do want to trade for a long time. Stay patient. You're not going to see really good price action every day. Most of the time it's going to be the opposite, and you're going to have to pick and choose your trades and your spots. Pick and choose your spots and be smart about it. Right? I don't know what's going to go on here. It's been about an hour into the session. NQ really still in a 60-point range, back in the middle of this range now. Maybe something at 1050, like I said. Maybe something during the macro. Maybe ES comes back into here and then goes for lower. That'll be pretty seek and destroy vibes, which we kind of are in. I'm gonna let DXY make some more market structure. Right? You just took some buy side. There's no shift to or anything. It has to create some swing lows now. Unless the only way it would shift structure for me really is if it came all the way back down here into this and close below this 15-minute candle and then create a change in state of delivery, but that's unlikely. It's more likely that it probably still ranges and maybe puts a lot of people in some pain. Kind of like, I don't know. Can't predict everything. You don't have to. Yeah, NASDAQ reaching back up, almost back to a new high of day, albeit. It'll be funny. We'll see if that hits new high of day is what's YM doing, while YM hits new low of day again. Probably that's what's going to happen. So don't get frustrated. This is a normal occurrence in the market. Right? It's the first week of the month. We are sort of creating the range for the rest of the month. So it makes sense if it's
kind of wonky action if it pauses before buy side and reverses, because it's creating equal highs for later to get purged, right? Like at YM. Like YM here. Did not take this into up here. That's called like generating liquidity. Happens a lot if you see, especially if you're like short biased or something, right? And let's say you're in a short. Let's say you're in this short actually. What's the 15 look like this? And this is not the best example. But I don't know, let me think here. Like here. This was generating buy side for later to get purged, right? When it paused right here on Tuesday. And then it came all the way back down. That was yesterday, right? Yeah. I think NQ just hit new high of day. Yep, okay. There was no trade for me there though. Then I dipped all the way back into this imbalance as well. I wasn't trading this afternoon session. That must have been wild to see though. This drip lower was pretty ugly on ES. During the lunch session. I did see some people talk about how, you know, if the morning is choppy, you can probably find something during lunch. Yeah, that is true, but also if you're, that's mostly if, like, let's say you didn't take a trade, then sure, or the afternoon. But use your own discretion all the time. Okay, NQ is a new high of day. I don't know. Pretty whack. Right, that dip during 10, but there was nothing clean about that. And then drip lower. Yeah, it's just doing classic first week of the month things, I think, where you could have an idea, but you can get stopped out on that idea, or it could just run without you because it doesn't form your criteria. So right, there was nothing for me really to get into on the lower time frame. I'm not really going to buy this wick or something. It's just not my style. In fact, I did not think that was a safe low. And to see it all out of sync. See, ES is back into this range. What's the euro doing? It's back here. I don't know. See what it does when it comes back to like 50%. Because that is also still ranging. Bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum bum. I'm loving it. So I wonder if this, like I said, perhaps it rejects again from here for ES. Doesn't mean I'll get like an entry or anything, nor will I just short this for no reason. Yeah. Just continue watch price action. See, and we still have 1050 macro. Ba-dum bum bum bum, I'm loving it. YM, is it going for new low day? It's hanging around near the lows. Hmm. I wonder how many people just like bought this, like breakout traders or something, because this did actually hit new high of day here, and then they got stopped out on this push lower because this is a very large, pretty large range here, 30 points or so, and then it ripped up higher. Ba-dum bum bum bum. Hmm. Now we're starting to get, we'll see how this goes. I still don't like the structure, and DXY is going higher. Okay. Pretty much no FOMO here. I mean, it didn't even have any sort of FEG here, taking any kind of low to invert and go higher. Literally nothing. So, we'll see. The only thing it did was dip on the 4 hour, which is fine, which is good. Like, if this is going higher, then good for it, but I still don't really. I don't know. We'll mark out this. It's basically the only fair value gap created. But even so, it could dip back, really retrace a lot. I don't know. See what happens at 1050. Or, you know, even before then. NASDAQ making new highs in the day. ES is still lagging. Right. Wonder what is the strongest thing in NASDAQ right now. Today. Let's see. FinViz. NVIDIA, no surprise there. NVIDIA is up 2.5%. So the chips are really making gains. AMD is up 3%. Microsoft up 0.3%, Apple up 0.5%, not much there. Google up 1.3%, Meta up 1.8%. Okay. Other than that, pretty mixed bag for the rest of the market, which is why ES is lagging a bit. Okay. See, ES is going to push through this bearish FEG on the 5. Let's see if it'll start to catch up. But I don't really, there's still no entry for me, so I'm fine with this. The Six Sister approach, yeah. But, I don't know. Like I said, everything was out of sync. What's ES doing here? See if it reaches up into here. Mm-hmm. You really did push up a lot from that. Wow. I was not expecting that. Just because it wasn't that clean on the lower time frame. I don't know. Don't really think we should. This is probably going to be held before NFP. I'm just glad I didn't short. CES here. Is why I'm finally pushing back up. No change on the lower time frame for YM. Still chilling, you guys. I don't really care about this push up. I have no FOMO. ES did reach new high of day there. It inverted those. I don't know. Do. Cleaner, looking cleaner on the 2. I'm chilling. Chilling. I'm not going to chase or anything. Nope. See what happens by 10:50. During 10:50. DXY. I mean, decent, because it took buy side and is wicking it. Third drive is looking pretty promising. So we'll see what happens here. Will it just completely drop lower and invert that? But there's not much help on the lower time frames. I guess this. And the 3. Yeah. I'm gonna stay watching that too. Bum 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 bum. Ba da 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 dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. I like Jeopardy. I used to watch that when I had more time. That's one of my goals in life, actually. One day I'll be on Jeopardy. I have more studying to do, though. I don't want to get on there before too early. There are things you have to study, like Shakespeare and whatnot, state capitals, whatever. Someone did say yesterday that they did not get shaken out because they just ended up doing options, like QQQ calls or something. Yeah, that's pretty much how sometimes I do that as well if I think a general direction and I don't want to be too precise about it. That does work sometimes pretty well. Let's see what happens here. Right, we have this mitigation block on ES and fair value gap. It already bounced and it closed above the high, so I wouldn't think that it should come back into this area, but it's not really like it completely balanced this, so it maybe could get there. I don't know. If I would get into a long, I don't know if I'd like just completely get into it because we've seen such deep retracements. Like, I don't know if I would trust this low if I were just along this, for example. I don't think I would. I don't know. And so that's like a 1-to-1. I don't like it. I already took some buy side there, so I don't really know if this is, I don't trust it as an area to completely hold price within it. More of like a potential market structure shift, but I don't know how deep it can get into here, right? So I'm going to take this off. 5 minute. Let's mark out how the legs of both of these push up. I want the horizontal ray, I want the fib. Okay. So we did leave like fair value gaps and discounts of these ranges. Oh, ICT's in the house. What up? What's up? Someone asked what's the difference between NQ and NQM 2024. I would say you should look at my beginner intro to futures video after the stream. I explain everything very well there. Okay. It's tough because what I'm thinking about really is the potential 1050 reversal into this down here. That's a risky game to be playing for 2R. Not bad, but risky game to be playing. Because you don't know if it's just going to be super strong. Hold this up and go pause right before that buy side. You gotta play devil's advocate sometimes. Wait until 1050 at this point, right? Did I really not mark that out that clean? DXY proceeding back up. Here we go, here's 1050. It's inverting this. If this like closes below this, I'll probably try something like the short. Or this one. I'll have to figure that out. Nope, nothing. Hmm. Hmm. I try NQ short. It's tough. NQ short, 14 to make like that much. Yeah. Oh lord. Yep. I'll try it. It's tough though. That's the trade idea. What's that amount? I can take some more. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, you guys, that's what I'm trying. And it's more like I got filled like here-ish. So it's still like at 2.8 R. And go to here. We'll see. No, Tanya, don't do it. I'm trying my best. Keeping risk managed. Okay. I don't want to have that up too much so that people don't blindly follow. And DXY is going higher. We hit buy side. Some inversions. What I don't love is like we didn't close below, but whatever, it can take its time or such. I do think that this is just going to be a failed bull flag, etc. But we'll find out. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. But yeah, I'll take my chances. A little 2-minute FEG there. I'll see. This is, I'm sure, bothering some people. The XY going towards a new high. We're not seeing much here. I am not really showing my Ninja Trader because I don't want people to just blindly copy me. Like I said, it's risky. We're going into London close soon. See how it goes. See if we get back into this area. Just 50% of it or so. 2-minute fair value gap, it did okay, right? Held up okay. Okay, I would like to see just some distribution going on now. Into the London close. What's ES doing? Is it near highs of day? It's alright. I'm glad I picked NQ. for now. We don't know. Yeah, one last tap. Let's see if it starts distributing lower. Don't really want it to hang around too much now. I just wait and see. One more minute until London close. What's the 5 look like? Kind of. It's not closing below. I don't like that it's coming back up into this again. Hanging around, but it's not looking good anymore. Let's see. This 2-minute fair value gap. See this 2-minute close there. Yes, it's stronger. Nope. Probably not gonna work out for me. See? That was the London close. I mean, London beginning. Yeah, whatever. London close. Didn't take that out yet. But it's not really nice. It's not good. That's not good. I'm taking off like half of my position to just sort of mitigate the risk. Because it's not looking good. I'll probably get stopped out here. Yeah, stopped out there. And that's that. That's low probability conditions. Negative 15 points today on that. Yeah. Not really much I could do here. I wanted a retracement, so I tried to short to the retracement. And that's that. It's going against order flow. Ah, tough. Let's see. That's all good. ES. Ended up inverting that, yeah. Oh well, I couldn't get a scalp down to here. And that was that. That was the clue here though, this one. And yeah. There was no chance for me to get into longs. So got a reduced risk. That's all about the process of reducing the risk. You gotta reduce the downside of your curve. So what am I looking for the rest of the day? I don't know. Probably won't trade the rest of the day. Probably won't. ES. I guess it did use that inversion. Should have just done ES 6 sister, I guess. Whatever. Can't always be right. DXY pushing back up definitely threw me off. Yep, just gotta mitigate that. The downside. So like, yeah, if typically you're risking like $800 per trade or something, now you gotta risk like 400 until you make back half of your drawdown. And then continue back to the risk. But I'm pretty happy, reduced the risk, and yeah, not much I could do. I got the wrong idea. Should have probably just kept this in. Kept that in and probably longed ES here. Or something like that, but yeah, not the easiest for me to read. So yeah, it's alright. Small losses are a pleasure. Only like a 15-point stop there. 15-point loss. I don't know where NQ is going right now. It doesn't really, that's why I wanted more of a retracement. And yeah, that's all I can say. Didn't really anticipate it to push up even more, so. It's order block, rejection block here. Oh, rough. But you move on. And it's such a small loss that it doesn't really bother. It doesn't bother me like profit wise, but like bother my equity curve. But still, when it's not good to be on a bit of a losing streak now. I think 3 losses in a row. So I mitigate now the downside. I don't know. The rest of the day, it's rough because, you know, I wanted longs yesterday. I didn't get it. Well, I tried them and it didn't work out. But you can't really let that deter you from you're trading in the future, right? Like sometimes the market's just going to do that to you. The point is like you can't let yourself feel like personally victimized by the market or anything like that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to find anything else here today. I'm going to take that L. Minus $400 in the day. And that's it. Live to see another day. And not push for revenge trading. Push for another trade that's not clean enough. Right? I had to go drop down to a pretty small time frame for that trade. Yeah. I don't really need advice either, by the way. I'm sure there's plenty of people offering me advice. Doing pretty good on my own. Let me think. Just thinking about the next couple days. So you have the end of today. I don't know. I'm not going to trade the rest of the day, and I'm not going to trade tomorrow because it's the day before NFP. I'll be back here for NFP. But that's just the first week of the month. I'm always lower in performance-wise for the first week of the month. And now we got to do prevention measures, you know, which is you drop lower risk. You don't now. What you don't do is now just like randomly buy this. So, anyway, good luck everyone today. Don't be a degenerate. Stay safe. If you're down today, don't feel bad. You know, just continue on and manage your risk accordingly. And if you're up today, congrats. Don't gamble it all away on the next trade. And I'll see you back here Friday. Should I do 9:15? Yeah, Friday 9:15.